it looks way better. So what the heck, Sony? Whoa. Okay, so that's a discovery.
Dang.
All the cameras suck. Literally, they all suck. Well, not all of them. There's two cameras that definitely don't suck that I can show you right now. This one doesn't suck. If I'm trying to make a video, I'll bring the Red. Obviously, it's a super high-end camera. It's also really good for high-end photos too. It's a little big though. This thing, also it doesn't suck. It does everything the Red doesn't do. It's small, it's waterproof. You can put it anywhere. So on one side, we have ultra high quality video and also great photos if I need them. And then on the other, we have lightweight, versatile, weatherproof, goes with you everywhere. And for years, I've been trying to find something that kind of combines these both, and that hasn't existed until now. It didn't take much to guess that it was an A7 III. I'm super excited about this camera. It just came in and I'm dying to use it. Well, why? Look at this. This thing is tiny. It's super tiny. But what's really important about it is what's inside. This camera has a sensor that is basically the same size as the one on the Red, and it's gonna give me that nice cinematic look. Suddenly, why do I need this camera? I got this Red, I got this GoPro. Well, I just had a baby boy and he needs some portraits. Also, I'm trying to practice my cinematography more often, so a camera that's full frame with a nice lens on it is going to replicate using the Red pretty well. So it's gonna get me experience in my career and also fulfill a ton of stuff that's happening in my personal life. It's a great in-between for that. So B&H has sent this camera over to us on loan, and I'm gonna test it out and see if it's something I wanna keep. So we gotta test this baby out, and I think there's a few scenarios that will really show us what it's got. First off, I wanna go out with Nick and Clint and do some cool nighttime photography. We're just gonna be on foot, so the lightweight package hopefully is going to help.
Dude, you're looking spooky.
Yeah, this is cool. Just gonna pre-tape some gels onto these little M9s here. You never know when you want a little color. It only looks good in the close-up. First shot of the night, smoke bomb photography. So Clint is gonna volunteer here. You have a 50 and I have a 28. Let's see how this goes.
Yeah.
Dude, that looks so cool. Clint, you look like a wizard in the mist. Do you see this? No, it's just great. It's like everything's a set now.
What are you shooting on, Clint?
This is a Holga medium format film camera, and this is a Nikon 35mm film camera.
Ooh,
both
awesome.
Black and white. A7R2 with a 2470. I'm like juggling cameras, man.
Dude, don't drop one.
The second test I want to do is a video test. I want to show you guys how the A7 III reacts in super low light conditions. I want to compare it to other Sony cameras to see if it's worth upgrading. I also want to compare it to our Red to see if we're on a big shoot, do we want to whip this guy out? And also I want to compare it to the Canon cameras because that's the next closest competitor to this. Dude, the baby life, dude. I go to bed at 8:30, all right? And I wake up every 2 hours until I get to work.
What's going on, man?
Thinking, man.
About what?
Well, mostly about Squarespace because this episode is brought to you by Squarespace. But more importantly, when I come up here to think about life's most important questions, like, is life more than what we think it to be? I ask the 8-ball. You may rely on it. Life is more than what we think it to be. Squarespace is also more than you think it to be. You don't need to take it from me. Does Squarespace have beautiful, award-winning designer templates? Signs point to yes. Does Squarespace have award-winning 24/7 customer service? It is decidedly so. Does Squarespace have an all-in-one platform so there's nothing to install, patch, or upgrade ever? It is certain. Is Squarespace flexible for any kind of website? Most likely. If you sign up today by going to squarespace.com/SamandNico, will you get 10% off your first purchase? Most likely. As in yes. Will Sam and Nico let me combine the channels? No!
We got some footage ahead of us here. Let's take a look and see what is the best. We're trying to go in with a minimal lighting setup to really test the low light capabilities on a technical level, on a consistent level. Well, let's compare I'm gonna call them the 3 and the 2 for now, for A7 III, A7S II. The 3 and the 2. All right, so I think we're getting some color shifts between these two guys here. Makes sense. In motion, there is certainly noise. So you can see that the 3 definitely has sharper. If you look at the bricks, okay, so the sharpness on the 3, definitely better than the sharpness on the 2. Like, we use the exact same lens on both cameras, so the 3 is definitely sharper. Okay, good. And as far as noise is concerned, pretty similar amount of noise between the two images. You can see the wood grain much more clearly than you can up here. Let's take a quick look still between this and the Canon. All right, well, there we go, the Canon. Canon's imaging quality, like we're at the exact same settings, the same shutter speed, the same aperture. There's just nothing. The sensor is not making anything with the light that it's being given. Like there's just no comparison right now. Last comparison is the red. Okay, so here we go. Now we actually have a legit comparison here. Obviously there's a small color difference, but when it comes to a clarity and crispiness standpoint, at 4K here, they look really similar. But I think the proof here is that I can take my red footage still and blow that up quite a bit more. 100% for the red footage and 100% for the A7. So now 200%, boom, all right, here we go. Now we're seeing the difference. The red is clearly a better camera. We already knew that, but this is proof when it comes to just sheer image quality. Now let's make things more difficult. Let's go up in ISO and really see how this footage starts falling apart. 3200 ISO. A7 III looks good compared to the A7S II. All right, boom. Now once again, we have our sharpness difference drops off considerably. A7S II is not holding up there. You see that in the, like even in the hair right there, everywhere. So A7 II, it's just softer. It's softer all across the board. The A7 III's video capabilities are a huge step above the other Sony mirrorless cameras. To the Canon, God, ugh. It looks like we're in high school again making short films. That looks so bad. The red, a worthy comparison still. Still maintaining a crap load of sharpness. As far as actual visible noise here, still quite comparable. The sharpness of the noise is staying pretty proportional, aka 8K footage has smaller grain, but there's just as much of it across the board here.
Hey, I'm not going to interrupt, this looks really cool.
Yeah, so basically this is the A7 III and this is the red.
Oh, the red's holding up really well.
The red is holding up really well. All right, so 6400 ISO. Look how nice this looks. Wow, there is certainly noise there. Wait, does this look better?
Dude, I think the noise reduction is kicking in by that point.
Yeah, look, holy cow, look at that. It actually looks better at 6400 than it does at 3200. So on the left is 6400 and on the right is 3200. Whoa, okay, so that's a discovery.
Dang.
We are cranking the cameras to much higher settings on the left than we are on the right, yet it looks way better. So what the heck, Sony? Is this where your noise reduction really starts? This is the high ISO noise reduction that I see in the menu? Holy crap.
This is super cool. I'm really digging this.
So let's kick it up one more here. We are 12,800 ISO. Oh. The Canon, dude, that's my goth album cover. Doves in Darkness. The red is just it's a massacre. So now let's just go to like the crazy settings. Let's go to 100,000. All right, now this is where the noise really starts it creeps into everything here.
Like the color on your shirt's all fuzzy.
Yeah, but once again, the places where there is light, there's light there already, you know? So it doesn't get too noisy. And then once again, compared to the two. In summary, the A7 III completely kills it when it comes to low light. And it also kills it completely when it comes to comparing it to any of the other video capabilities of Sony mirrorless cameras. I'm totally blown away. And also, the true secret that came out of this is seeing the point at which the noise reduction kicks in on the Sony camera. I was unaware of that. So this is super cool, and actually it gets me way more excited to use these cameras again. But before I go out again, we still have to look at all the sweet photos we took. It's been a really busy week. We've been finishing up the PUBG video, but we finally have a chance now to look at some of these pictures we took while we were out there, because we want to see if the photographic quality of the A7 III is better than all this other junk.
Well, we already know it is.
Because I'm seeing a lot of noise in here.
It's kind of like film grain.
This is all processed.
Look at that wizard in the dark right there.
But here's that image with Clint, unprocessed, raw. This does not look nearly as noisy. This is all raw, it's crazy. Yeah, so this is actually really smooth. There is noise, and there is artifacting, and like the processing I applied to it really brought out the noise. But like when you're looking at the actual images here, let's say you are shooting super low light like this, definitely don't want to be putting extreme color grades on it, because the footage is very delicate, it's fragile. This is 2000 ISO, because there are lights in the scene that are illuminating it. And when you take a look at this image close up compared to the other one, it is very sharp, it's very crispy still.
It's like a bagel that you just put in the toaster for like a little too long, but too long in a good way, you know what I mean? Like the crispiness.
The crispiness, it's the edge, the crisp edge.
Yeah, like crumbs will drop when you bite into it, you know?
Here's another clean one. This is not a lot of light, this is less
light, I would say. Even in the super dark areas, there's grain, but it's very muted. That's pretty nice and sharp though.
Sam, what was your favorite pick that you took out of this whole excursion?
Well, I like these ones because of the sheer like rigid industrial like crispiness. I like that from a technical perspective, just to test how clean of an image we can get here.
Clint, what are your favorites?
Yeah, hold on, you want to do a little intermission here? Always be prepared. Oh, I keep a halberd under my pillow.
I was shooting in black and white on the camera. It was one of my color profile settings was just black and white. I did that because noise kind of turns into grain
When you're in black and white.
when you're in black and white, so it kind of like works off of your limitations.
Yeah, because you don't get like the green and purple noise. It
Yeah,
just
it's like
turns into,
ugh. Yeah, it turns into like a film grain kind of look. So, and you can see it's kind of crusty.
But that's cool.
So we got a before and after.
Ooh.
So this is
Kind of gives it a film look for sure. 8mm camera.
Yeah, really.
That looks clean and crispy.
Here's a good comparison. So like when taking pictures of people out in the wild, it's kind of awkward. So you want to be quick. So I didn't have time to change my settings. So when I took the shot, it was super blown out.
And you were able to pull it down to that?
Brought it down to this, yeah.
You're not shooting raw, right?
I am.
Oh, you are shooting raw.
Yeah, always. There's this guy here, which was.
That looks cool.
I took that and
so you
like
don't-
changed. Yeah,
Dude, that's
there's
cool.
I like that.
I love
actually.
the grain stuff.
What's your favorite photo?
This one's cool, and then probably this one.
That's
The elevator. You have shots?
Whoa.
So I'm getting like the same thing in the grain. This is edited in Photoshop. Kind of a good comparison. It's kind of the same thing.
Dude, I love like the random like cactus stamp.
I know,
Yes.
like
So yeah,
pretty
the
rough.
grain pops for sure, but
this one, which I like.
Oh,
with some
dude,
color
that's
correction.
great.
And this one came out really crisp. I think this was at 64.
that's really sharp. Yeah, it's super sharp. What lens was that?
This was, I believe, my 28mm Rokinon Prime.
Neat.
This is this one I really
Ooh.
like. This chef guy.
Spooky chef.
Little window into the soul of a chef.
This guy's just at work, man.
I don't know if that's that. He looks behind a he's behind a cage.
This one's kind of
Ooh.
cool.
Oh wow.
I like that one a lot.
It's like a jank shanty town.
Looking
And
up
this guy-
urban life.
Ooh, dude, you got that subject game on point, dude. That's really nice.
Let me see the flaws.
Right away, I can see all over the image. Your image is so much sharper than this one. We also had different lenses. I was working with prime lenses, and I was pretty wide open, so my depth of field and focus is nothing almost. The focus plane's like right around here.
It's like a potato chip.
So what do we learn here?
I learned that all these cameras take amazing
They all
photos.
take quite nice photos. Using autofocus lenses, especially when it's nighttime, helps. Not doing manual primes using cine lenses. Even though these are stills, the visual reference and the photo reference still gives you a really good idea of what the video will look like since the images are so similar.
So the question is, Sam, are you keeping the camera?
Oh yeah. I'm keeping the camera. I want to go out again. We had a ton of fun going out and taking photos. It's really great. We're gonna definitely do it again, but we want to know which photo was your favorite. In the comments below, take a look at the photos and leave a comment with your favorite one. And the winner is going to get a Stevens buck.
Leave that comment.
Leave the comment.